Hallelujah. Giving all honor and glory to God. Thank God for another opportunity to stand in His sanctuary and declare His praise unto His people. I pray that we be receptive and attentive to what God is saying from His heavenly throne, because God is indeed speaking. And so many on earth are not hearing Him. And it grieves my heart because people are rejecting the one and only true King. There's not but one King of Israel. Although they have had many kings to sit, rule, and reign over, there's only one King that is truly the King of Israel. And because they have sought through man to have their own king, the nation has been divided and is continuing to be divided even to our day and time. As we look at what's taking place in history, how we as a nation are becoming divided again, to the point it's white against the blacks against the Hispanics. Oh, it grieves my heart because we don't got so far away from God's word and His holy precept to where we don't realize that we are rejecting the one and true King that brought Israel about. As you get your mind on Jesus, we're going to get into the word, but before we get into the word, we always like to have a song. I don't know what Deacon have chosen, but God always put His ministry together. Thank God for the babies that sung their songs, because there's a lot going on in the world, and we're looking to so many things and so many solutions. But we need to look to Jesus. Glory to the name of the Lord God Almighty. And His precious Son, Jesus. Oh, my God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. You're worthy, God. You're worthy of all the glory, the honor, and the praise, oh God. God, to see you that will live, move, and have our being, oh God. God, it's you that's working in us to will and to do of your good pleasure, oh Master.
Yes, God.
Oh God, you are our present breath of existence, oh God.
Yes, God.
God, you are our strength in time of weakness, oh God. God, you're a lamp unto our feet when we begin to wander off your path, oh God. God, we thank you for the sweet word of God, oh God. God, there was environment on this earth in your Son, Jesus Christ, oh God. God, we sought out for a king, oh God. God, and you sent us one, oh Master God. God, you sent him down through 42 generations, oh Master God. Because the world had become so corrupt by the nation that surrounded them that they wanted a king, oh God. God, and you saw fit to send your Son from your heavenly throne, oh God. God, to come down and redeem us back to you, Master God. Bring us back to the one and only true King, oh God. Let us not take it for granted, oh God. What you did for man, oh God. And God, out of all we've been through in this life, how you brought us to this place, oh Master. God, we thank you that we are not carried about with every wind of doctrine by the sleight of man, oh God. But we're made up in our mind to make Jesus our King, oh God. Now, God, we ask for guidance and direction from the kings of kings and lords of lords, oh Master. Lead us into that heavenly place, oh God, that we might be seated with you in the Son, oh Master God, in heavenly places, oh God. Only you can do it. You said not by power, not by might, but by your Spirit, oh God. God, we thank you for the precious Holy Ghost, oh God. Help us that we don't quit your Spirit and come back to finish the work that you sent your Son to accomplish on this earth, oh Master. God, we need you like never before, God. Because as I look at the world and the state of the world, just as well as the church, oh God, I see mass confusion all around me, oh Master. But God, I thank you that there's a light that's still in the sky, oh God, that's shining like the brightest morning star, God, steadily leading people back to you, oh Master. Illuminate the eyes of your people, God, that they might behold the one wonders that's in your law, God. That they might see and precede your word, which is able to save their mortal soul, oh my God.
Oh, yes, God.
Help us, Jesus.
Yes, God.
Oh, I thank you, Lord. Give it honor again to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. To my own wife and helpmate, deacon, fivefold minister, teacher, pastor, evangelist out of place. Everybody's out of place because they don't forget who the king is. See, when you realize who's the king of your life, you won't have no problem serving him. I was sitting in the sanctuary and I was trying to get a word from the Lord as I was talking to him. And sometimes it seems like there's nothing coming, Pastor. But as I just sit in his presence and wait on him, see, he ain't never late. He's always on time, deacon. He always come on time. See, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. Well, I was supposed to leave early to go to a meeting. But how many of y'all know God is in control? God canceled the meeting and said, no, I need you to attend to my business. You're the boss. Oh, he's the boss of my life. I remember when they was getting ready to vote for our president that we have today. You know, people run around with politics and they say, who you voting for? See, we can understand politics because we in this world. They say, who you voting for? See, that's why they didn't understand Jesus, because his kingdom wasn't of this world. But his kingdom is eternal. Although it may not be of this world, it's an everlasting kingdom that should not never come down. And they say, who you vote for? Deacon used to laugh at me. I say, I vote for Jesus.
Amen.
I thank God that we got a president, but I know who the true king is. See, because I read the book. And as I was sitting there, the Lord was going to bring back to my remembrance, Pastor, because God is speaking and he's giving warnings to his leaders concerning the ushering in of his flock. Was reminded of the dream that he gave you, Sister Sherry. Dreams have been given deep. And this week he gave me a dream, and in this dream, as a matter of fact, it was yesterday, I was standing before these people. And there wasn't a whole bunch of people, Sherry. It had, at first there was a bunch, and then it got down to a little bit of few. And I told them they got to make a choice. They got to choose a king. And what was so cold about it, wasn't no king to be chosen but the king of this world. And they was at the point to share, they didn't want that king. But it was too late because that was the only king available. Yeah. And they had to make a choice to choose the worldly king. And then I sat before the Lord this morning. God was going to bring that dream back to my remembrance. Because see, we're in a time when people don't realize that there's coming a time when they ain't going to have a choice in the matter.
Amen.
They ain't going to have a choice who they choose to be their king. That's why I say, now is the accepted time of salvation. It said, as you hear it, for us, harden not your heart like they did in provocation in the times of old.
Yes.
So many are hardening their heart toward the kings of kings and lords of lords. There's nothing but one king. And then I was going to sit in the presence of the Lord. See, he always take me to the book. That's why I don't understand. Everybody got a word. Show it to me in the word. See, because God take me back to the book to show me. And he was going to unravel some things to me as I went back before him. But before I get into that, I want to tell you what God told me to come and tell the church today. He said, you better make a choice. And it's simple. He just gave me 3 words. Choose your king. See, ain't no ifs and buts about it. We already making our choice whether we know it or not. God said, choose your king. Some people make their king the things that they have in this life. Some men are selling out. We talked about a little bit about the Illuminati last week. Oh my God, folks are selling out for fame and fortune. See, the devil ain't got no new tactic. He using the same one. The same one he came and tempted our Lord and Savior with, he using the same thing. And people are falling into the trap. Why? Because they don't forget about the one true king. who came to establish his kingdom. See, but we get caught up in this world, the kingdom of this world, the power of this world. And as I said there, God said, you tell them to choose your king. The people have already made their choice of who the king is. We can honor man, but the glory is due to God. I don't sing no pledge allegiance to the flag. I sing pledge allegiance to Jesus, the Son of God, which take away the sins of the world. Because, see, we seem to have forgotten about God's instruction to his people. See, we'll cry, God, get me out of this mess. God, get me out of this, God. God, I'm in a financial debt, God. They can say, it's amazing how we run to him when we need something. But it's coming a time when we're going to have to serve for who he is and not what he's doing for us. Amen. See, they told me I'm going to be out 2 weeks without pay. See, but I got a means through the job that I can go and do other work. And I was going to go do it, so the sheriff said, he said, who's your king? Who is your source? God said, you better be still. See, the problem is people ain't being still and knowing who the true king is in their life. Amen. That's why they choosing and accepting anything in life. Looking at some preaching this week, and I said, Lord, how can they even hear your word? All this noise that's going on. See, God said, do everything in decency and order. See, y'all can have all that music. I know who was over it help. And if we do get some musicians that God bless them with, I can tell you one thing. When the word is going forth, they're going to get off that piano, that keyboard, because the people need to hear the word of God. Amen. Amen. That's the only thing that can transform the people's life. They're using the penal institutions to try to rehabilitate man, put them in the word of God. That's what rehabilitate me and transform me, quicken me. I was dead in trespass and sin. It made me alive in Christ Jesus. God said, choose your king. And reject the one and only true king. You already chose your king. And I was begun to go back. God said, let me take you and show you. He said, they cried for over 400 years. See, God said, I already told them I'm going to take your people into captivity. I'm leaving now about 400 something. He said, because of the covenant I made with you, why did he allow them to be carried away captive? Because they're disobedient. See, when you disobey God, God has to step back and let life circumstances take place in your life. And then, when you turn back to him wholeheartedly, he always raises up a deliverer. Or he always delivers. And the children of Israel, like men us, we cry, God, did you just give me out this way? See, I was like, that they got a show I call Let's Make a Deal. And they said, let's make a deal, you can try to win more money. And I was kind of like that show. I read they got it from trying to make a deal with God. Because I was just like that show. I get in a situation, I say, God, if you just get me out of this, I'll do this. God, if you just come in and do this, I'll do that. But there was a time when God said, enough is enough. We ain't making no more deals because you ain't never held up to your part of the covenant. Amen. God, if you only bless me, I'll serve you. God, if you do this, I'll serve you. How do we forget about our covenant that we make with him? And we go back to our old form of way of life. The Bible tells us to not be entangled again with the yoke of bondage. But so many are being entangled with the bondage of this world. He said, love not the world, nor the things that's in the world. Amen. Well, I love my family, but I'm in love with Jesus. And let me tell you about it. He's the greatest lover that I've ever met. I've never met no one or nothing like Jesus. And when I fell in love with him, oh, he was going to ravish me. Take me to places I've never been before. Teach me things I never knew. See, we think we know something. God said, choose your king. God is telling the church they better make a choice of who the king is. And it's sad because these people are sitting over now, they doing all this hollering. See, ain't nothing on the Sunday. We go back, there was a time when they had the Quakers. These folks that used to quake. Ain't nothing on the Sunday. This in the 1900s sometime. See, we need to study the history. But most of all, the history of the Bible. Because this word is forever settled in heaven. Everything else is passing away. And I just sit there and I say, Lord, the Lord said, let me take you back. See, I got to take you back and show you something. See, because you just like the children of Israel. He said, we just like the stiff-necked Israel. We just a one-day Israel. We say, God, if you do this, I'll do that. If you do this, I'll do that. God, if you do this, I'll serve you. Deacon Roy read the scripture, he said, or he quoted the scripture. He said, if you obey me, I'll be your God and you shall be my people. And because we have forsaken the one and only true God, look at what state that we're in. And just like the children of Israel, God is faithful to his words. Just like he promised, he came down and he delivered them out of bondage. And he brought them out with a mighty outstretched arm. See, that was their children. They didn't know God the way that their forefathers knew him. They had never experienced it, but see, he wanted to give them a personal experience of who he was. See, he could have taken them straight through to the promised land, but he led them around another way. Because see, he needed them to become acquainted with him. Sometimes God allows us to go through some things in order that we come back acquainted with him. Because we don't forget who he is. Even though our forefathers told us about this master. Even though they told us about the King of Kings and Lords of Lords. We have forgotten about who he is. And some people, God is taking a long way around. Just so he can prove who he is to them. Because they don't know him. Like they can say, the Lord is dealing about him knowing him. He said you know of me, but in order for you to know me, you got to become acquainted with me. I was texting a young lady this morning, and the Lord had me to tell her, oh, is you tired of running from the king? Is you tired yet? I said, because you can run and hide and avoid me, but you can never avoid his presence, because he's everywhere. And he's all-knowing. And I let her know we love her. We don't condemn you, nor do we judge, but how can I say I love you and I don't give you the truth? See, don't talk that mess to me. Because if you love me, you're going to tell me about my ways. You're going to tell me that the way I'm walking for the Lord is not pleasing unto his sight. You're going to tell me you better choose your king, baby, because the kings of kings and lords of lords is coming. And he ain't coming as Savior this time. He's coming as an avenger. And I'm going to go back. I'm about to get y'all there. I had to lay this foundation. Yeah. And I was going back and God was going to tell me, he said, see, I brought Israel out and I had to take them by way of the wilderness because, see, they weren't acquainted with who I am and what I'm able to do. So I told Moses to go this way. Through the Red Sea, let me show them. Woman of God that can split a Red Sea. Come on down through here, y'all. Let me lead you to the promised land that I promised to your forefather. Oh, they were scared. They thought the water's going to come down. We don't been in a situation where we were scared. We thought we was going to go under. As Pastor Sherry got up, God had to remind her when her baby wasn't making number $6, $7, $8 an hour, how he didn't let no lights get cut off. Nor did he let them go hungry. Because he said, I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor a seed begging bread. Amen. And God was going to remind her, as long as she kept his covenant, he provided for her. See, sometimes God had to bring us back to way of remembrance. Had to put us in remembrance of what he done already done for us. The mountains he done brought us to and caused us to come over. I was talking about how folks say it's hard when you lose a loved one. But just think about how he brought us through. For this alone, I give him praise. And God was showing me how they just did the same thing that we do today. Oh, they mumble and complain. Oh, God, it's not enough. God is in the multiplication business. I'm going to tell you about the God I serve. I worked one day last week, and they want me to come in tomorrow and work one day. But let me tell you about God. See, I wasn't supposed to have number 47 hours because I had 40 hours, and then I went to work for 7 hours. But the God I serve, I had 14 hours overtime.
My Lord.
I ain't going to ask you how this happened. God said, just be still and know that I am God.
Amen. Glory to God.
See, we put our confidence in ourselves. We rely on ourselves to make means for us to be able to get through in the situation. Now let's go back and remember the children of Israel. Oh, I'm going to get in the word, but I got to lay this foundation for you. They didn't have nothing, but God brought them out with much possession. He brought them out with a whole bunch of gold, y'all. If God did it in times of old, can he not do it now? They say 1 + 1 = 2. That's according to you. What do God say about it? He said 1 day is like 1,000 years with the Lord, and 1,000 years like 1 day. He said if one can put 1,000 fleet, 2 can put 10,000 fleet. So God can take 1 and make it out of 10,000. Hey, come on up in here, somebody. I'm seeing him do it all over again, y'all. I see him do it with my own finances. There was a time, as y'all know, I chased that money because I had a love for it. See, the Bible said the love of money is the root of all evil. Oh, but I fell in love with Jesus, who is the source of all money. And he just rang it to me. Don't have to chase it, don't have to run after it. But I have to have faith to believe that he is who he say he is. I have to have faith to believe that he's my king and he won't let me go under. I have to have faith to believe that he's my God and he shall supply all of my needs according to his riches and glory in Christ Jesus. Amen. See, the devil is tricking folks. He's tricking them. He's got a vast illusion before them because he wants them to forget about their faith in God and look to the natural. What is faith? Some of the things hope for the evidence of things not seen. Oh, yeah, that faith when he's supposed to be in here this morning. God's trying to take us somewhere. See, because we don't forget about who he is. And we know without faith it's impossible to please him. So what God was trying to do with the children of Israel, he was trying to establish faith in them. So he took them around the wilderness. He said their clothes didn't get old. Their shoes never wore out. Y'all know when we was growing up, Sunday. Our mama wasn't as fortunate as other mamas. But she was a good mama. And what she could supply, God supplied for her children. I know what it is to have holes in your shoes, like Sister Shirley said. We walk around with holes in our shoes and greasy paper bags. See, she didn't forget what God had did for her. We shouldn't forget what our King done for us. And they was out there and all they did was mumble and complain. They said, just do what he say. Don't question him or nothing. See, that's faith. When we get up and we go with a God that we can't see, we're going somewhere where we don't know, but we believe that he's taking us to the place that he promised. That's faith. See, the devil don't want the church. He's an imitator. See, he's so crafty, he don't crept up in there, and he don't want them to believe. I heard some people say, what if we don't raise nothing but this much money? God had told me to do something. Because they didn't reject me, they rejected him. That's don't mean counsel. Because people are trying by their own means to raise money. It said, unless the Lord build a house, them that labor in vain. I didn't call this, I didn't establish this, and I ain't worried about how it's going to be funded up on this earth. All I'm doing is obeying the voice that called me. And he is the supply. He supplied. If you go back and look at the Old Testament, see, they coming and they going to bring. Just like when he told Solomon to build a house, they were bringing so much, they had to tell him to stop. That's too much. God got some people, some places, and some things that he's going to use. He got some sources. But we have to have faith in him and believe that he's going to do it. Not us by our own means. Goes on to say that they was out there for 40 years before God took them in. Because he had to establish a relationship with them. See, it's about a personal, individual relationship. And once he felt as though that the relationship had become established, he gave them a commandment in Deuteronomy chapter 6. Y'all can read that when you get a chance. He told them, when I take you into the land which I promised to your forefathers. The 6th chapter, 12 verse. I'm going to begin now. He said, he said, I'm going to take you in, the house is going to be full and all that. You're going to sleep in the houses you didn't build, eat from vineyards you didn't plant. I'm going to take you in and give you something that I promised to you forefathers. And he said, in the 12th verse, then be well lest thou forget the Lord which brought thee forth out of the land of Egypt. Most have forgotten who brought them out of bondage. Then he said they praised the pastor more than they praising God. I give honor to the leaders, but the glory belongs to God. He said, thou shalt fear the Lord in the 13th verse, thy God, and serve him, and shall swear by his name. You should not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. For the Lord thy God is a jealous God among you, lest the anger of the Lord thy God be kindled against thee, and destroy thee from off the face of the earth. God warned them before he took them in. Just like he warned us today. Don't worship their gods. Many have already started to worship their gods. Many have gone to go with the ways of the world more than the ways of God. The means of the world's way more than God's way. They have forgotten about that God's word is a lamp unto our feet. They have forgotten about the God that have kept us all these years. When most of our mamas couldn't provide for the God that put bread on the table for us. They talk about most people raised in single homes, single parent home, don't turn out quite good. That's when God ain't in the home. But when God down, you're looking at the results. See, because my mama was a praying woman. I can remember even as a little boy, I was going to the room where mama being on her knees crying. Because she didn't know where her next meal that was going to come from to feed her 11 child, 12 children. Ah, thank you, Jesus. You know, adopted one. But God, who is a supplier, provided for my mom. I was angry with my daddy for a long time. He said, that's still your daddy. That's the one I chose to be your daddy. But he said, I'm your heavenly Father. I've always been there. He's always been there to provide for my mama. And I would always come with my mama, don't cry, mama, everything gonna be all right. Didn't know what I was doing as a little kid. But somewhere in my heart, I believed in the God that she was crying out to. So the children of Israel was commanded not to forget God. That's why God is telling us today we better choose a king that's going to reside over us. And if you reject the kings of kings, you already don't chose your king, which will be the devil. And it goes on to say that even when Joshua came, God, because God is a faithful God. Let me tell you something about God. God have always given us an ultimatum. Do y'all know what an ultimatum is? If not, let me explain it to you. God has always given the people an ultimatum, which is a choice. God can make everybody in this world serve, but he wants us to choose to serve for who he is and for what he's already done. An ultimatum is a final demand or statement of terms. God has always laid his word out before and said, if you do this, this is what's going to happen. If you do that, this is what's going to happen. God's word ain't changed. Nor have he changed. The ultimatum still remains the same. If you obey the terms, you'll get the blessing of the terms. But if you disobey the terms, he said he will cut you off from this earth. The rejection of which will result in retaliation or a breakdown in relations, which brings God's judgment, which is retaliation, and a breakdown of relation. Our relationship with Jesus, the King. There's a breakdown. Ain't nobody hearing the King no more. Ain't nobody obeying the King no more. Because they've already chosen their King. Just like God showed them in a dream that they didn't have a choice. They had to choose the only king that was left on this earth. They didn't want him, but they didn't have a choice because they had rejected the one and only true king. So they forgot about what Joshua told them. I'm not going to go there, but I'm going to give you the chapter that it's in. Joshua gave them an ultimatum. He said, I set heaven and earth before you this day. Then he said, choose this day whom you're going to serve. But as for me and my household, we're going to serve the Lord. That's what Joshua let them know. And that can be found in Joshua 24 chapter. Read the 14 on down. Because see, this is meat in this word, but we got to get in it to understand. And this Old Testament was written for our example, that we fall not into the same condemnation. But it's a choice. They ever got so bad that God have always had priests, prophets, but that wasn't enough for the people. Just like it ain't enough for the people today. God said, how can they preach unless they've been sent? And how can they hear unless there's a preacher? See, God have always had an order and a structure on how his word got to the people that they would obey his commandments. He ain't changed his format. He's still doing the same thing, trying to get his word to his people. But the people have forgot about what God had told them. Just like we forget about it. He said, if you're willing and obedient, you're going to eat the good of the land. But if you reject, this is going to be the consequences. That ultimatum has always been there, and it's still there. Then when he brought Jesus, this is the King of Israel. The Jews are still looking for a king because they rejected the king that God had sent. Why? Because of the tradition of their fathers. Just like the tradition of our fathers have flayed us. All these standards that they have set up in the house of God, that's not in the word of God. All these riches that they're performing, that's not of God. We forget that he's a jealous God, that he'll have no other God, there's none beside him, nor are there any that can compare to him. So they forgot. Because they tell me that Samuel was getting old, which was God's prophet at that time. See, God can take a mess and bring something good out of it. Tell me that Samuel was raised up when Eli's sons was doing some wicked things at the door of the house of the Lord. There's a woman by the name of Hannah that was bitter because she didn't have no children. And she went in and wept before the Lord for a male child. Said, God, if you give him to me, I'll give him back to you. We don't want to give nothing back to God. I give all mine back to him, the children, the wife, everybody. The car, the house, everything belonging to the Lord. And they forgot about what God had told them. That when they go to the land, that he swore to get them, that they become not like the nation that's around them. What did they do? Exactly the opposite. How do I know? Because it's written in the book. It said that when they got to this land, they said that Samuel was getting old and his son was not walking in the ways of the Lord. So they were going to take notice of all them that's around them. And they said, we want a king. They had forgot about the king that led them by a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. They forgot about the king that gave them bread from heaven, quail from heaven. They forgot about the king that caused water to come out of a rock. They forgot about the king that brought them out with a mighty and outstretched arm, like we do today. We don't forget about it. So here they told Samuel, you getting old and your son ain't walking before the Lord. This is 1 Samuel. This is when the first king came about. In the 5th verse, the 8th chapter, the 5th verse. And they said unto him, behold, thou art old, you are old man now, and thy son walking not in thy ways. He walking in the way that you walk, according to your father. But he said, your son's not walking in your way. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. So we trying to be like the nation that's around us. God said, choose your king. Who your king is, choose your king. Goes on to say, but the thing displeased Samuel. It displeased Samuel because Samuel knew who the king was. Just like I know who the king is. It displeased me when I see folks rejecting the one and only true king. It just breaks my heart when they said, give us a king to judge us. They didn't want the king of kings to judge them no more. They didn't want God no more. Like people today don't want God no more because everybody got their own way. And everybody's right in their own eyes. But God said, choose your king now. Choose whom you're going to serve. It said, to whom you yield your member, that's whose servant you are. So, which king are you Lord to? It goes on to say, Samuel prayed unto the Lord. Now check out what the Lord had to say about the matter. And the Lord said unto Samuel, hearken unto the voice of the people, and all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. When I look at the United States of America, I realize that they have rejected God. When I look at the churches in the United States of America, I realize that they have rejected God from reigning over them. Help us, Lord. Have mercy on us, God. But God says, too late. Choose your king. Ooh, it scares me when God talks like this to me. Because I know this is not his will that any should perish. But he said, I ain't changed. The people have changed. I've always given the same ultimatum. I've always placed life and death before them. Amen. And I've always given them a solution. Amen. Which is the answer. Choose your life that you and your seed might live. Amen. He pleaded with them to choose light. But men love darkness more than they do light. So they have rejected the one and only true king. Then God began to tell them, I'm going to let y'all read on your own. He began to tell them, say, now you tell them, I'm going to give them what they want. See, we crying today because we got President, what's that man's name?
Trump.
Who?
Trump.
Oh, Trump. God finna trump him. Let me tell you about it. Because God raised up and he tear down. I know who the king is, y'all, and he don't play. I'm going to tell you right now. Don't let them know. They want a king, I give them what they want. We cry because we want the king more in this life. That's why they choose the kings that they choose. Because they feel like they're going to be blessed with more money. He'll tell them, oh, I'm going to give you a tax break. Vote for Trump. Vote for Trump. All of them is liars. Every last one of them. Because they don't love the ordinances of God. So how can they lead you?
My Lord.
I honor God, say give honor to whom others do. I pray for them day and night. Because they have been placed over God's inheritance. God said all flesh are mine. And the soul that sinners should surely die.
Amen.
Help us, Lord. I said, God, you're serious about this, ain't you? He said, oh, yes, sir. He said, because God was going to tell him, because you want a king, I'm going to tell you what he's going to do with your sons and your daughters. But I'm going to give you what you wanted. So they wanted Saul. I mean, a king, so God gave him Saul. God said, all right, I'm going to give y'all one of your own clan. He going to come from the smallest of your clan. And I think about all the presidents we don't have and where he come from. There was nothing. Then God made them something. And they forgot about him.
Amen.
The one and only true God. They were going to try to rule a nation according to their own conscience. So Saul was the first king that ever sit over Israel. Now Saul, this is awesome, y'all. Y'all go back and study. When Saul became king, God was trying to govern him and instruct him. And God gave him one basic instruction. Go down there and you kill that old king. You kill everything that's down there because they didn't help the children of Israel when I brought them out of Egypt. And they passed by that way. So I need you to go down there and bring my judgment up on them. So I went on down there. I got to tell y'all the story for y'all to understand where I'm going with it. He went down there and he did just like Moses because God told Moses, I need you to go talk to the rock. Speak to it. Moses got angry because the people was troubling his spirit and he struck the rock. Ain't none of y'all finna get me to go against what God tell me to do. Listen here now. It said that because he did, he wasn't able to enter the promised land. But he could only see it from afar. So here goes Saul, after the prophet had told him, Nathan, to go down there. God said, go down there and destroy that king. And everything there said, don't bring none of that mess back. It's all defiled. We'll go down and work for the devil and try to bring the money to the house of the Lord. Listen here, devil. I see you. Being oppressed, just like they was in time of old. Goes on to say that he went down there and he did what Moses is doing today. He directly disobeyed the Lord's order. See, God is specific when he gives instructions. And we got to do it just like he said. Ain't no other way around it. Amen. So he listened at the people. He going to go down there. Now, he wasn't really listening at the people. That was really, that was off in him. Because whatever in you is going to come out of you. So it was sounding good to him just to go on and bring all the spoil back. Because Because he was looking at the materialistic part of it. Say they brought it all back. He's so caught up, he forgot to kill a king. He even brought the king back with him. And Nathan heard this sound in his ear. See, I thank God, because he let you hear what you can't see. And say that when he heard it, he went to that old boy. He said, what is this sound I hear in my ear? He began to try to make excuses like that. Say, ain't nothing new on the son. Adam, did you eat of the tree I forbid? The woman you gave me, God, it's your fault. Listen to me now. He didn't even realize that he was trying to charge God as foolish. God was looking out for him by giving him a helpmate. I don't care about what she did. What did I tell you, son? See, it's individual. It don't make no difference what nobody else is doing. Is you obeying your king? That is the question. Are you adhering to his voice and his instruction? And say that Nathan went down there and killed the king. Then they try to offer up that old mess to the Lord. Lord said, none of this stuff acceptable into my sight. People think they can do anything and come and offer it up to the Lord. The devil is a lie. I ain't going to deceive nobody. I'm going to tell you what thou said to the Lord. Then you judge the matter. Said that. After that, oh, he go to crying. Y'all know how it is when we realize we don't displease God. We'll go to crying. Oh, Lord, I'm sorry. Then he reached out to try to grab on Nathan's robe, and he tore it. And he told him, he said, just like you have torn my robe today, the Lord has torn the kingdom out of your hand. We don't want God to reject us or to deny us from what he told us. Goes on to say that when he became king, Saul was the first king now. I want y'all to understand that. Of Israel. Before it was divided, it's division. He's the first king before Israel was divided as a nation. Which reminds me of what's going on in our time. How the nation is being divided against itself. It said a house divided ain't going to be able to stand. This is what the word of God let me know. We wonder how the enemy can come over here and do anything and everything. They just blowing up everything. Because in order to conquer a nation, go back and look at history, American history. Whenever there was a great conquer, it's because the people was divided. Goes on to say that he was the first king before the nation was split. So they don't got all the way down to this king that I want to tell y'all about today, whose name is Ahab. For those of you who don't know him. Now let me tell you a little bit about Ahab. Ahab set over one other king. Ahab was the king of the northern kingdom. There was the northern and there was the southern. Which the northern was Israel and the southern was Judah. Hello, Holy Ghost. See, people don't teach this. He said, well, people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. I want to give you some knowledge and some understanding today. What all we're going and what is still taking place. We got churches that's divided against one another, but we all saying that Jesus is Lord. Hello, Holy Ghost. The devil is a lie. Same division, same trickery. The devil ain't using nothing new. He just imitating, counterfeiting. Because he needs you to be in that place of great destruction. He needs you to be in that place where you don't make him your king and not the Lord your king. You know, Ahab had become king. He was the seventh king of Israel. He was number 7, y'all. Now that's supposed to be God's number. I'm going to write about it. But let me tell you a little bit about Ahab. Ahab was a wicked king. went and married a woman by the name of Jezebel, who was a devil, for sure. That's why it says it's not good to be unequally yoked. For it is written, the two shall become one. I guess that spirit was more dominant because it overrode Ahab's spirit. So instead of Ahab ruling the kingdom, his wife was ruling the kingdom. How do I know? Because the Bible let me know that she led all God's prophets astray and caused them to worship Balaam. Like men are causing folks to worship the things of this world, Balaam, more than God. Men are worshiping money, M-O-N-E-Y. When the money is burned up, baby, what you gonna do? When it ain't no more money, what you gonna do? It's just paper, and believe me, it'll burn. Goes on to talk about Ahab being the king of Israel. Let me tell you something about Ahab. Ahab was married to Jezebel. And Ahab was so unruly that he let his wife usher authority over him. See, people are so ignorant. That's why I say a woman should not usher authority over a man. When a woman calls you to go against what you know that God said, you better settle down and help her get some sense here. Because God is the king that leads us. And if we're not adhering to his instruction, we can be led anywhere like so many are being led today. Oh, they all up there. It's sad to me because people think they're sitting in holy places when they're sitting in the pits of hell. And they can't even see it. Because they rejected the one and only true king. Let's go to choose your king now. God has said choose your king. But we're going to go into 19th verse. Let me tell you a little bit of what had just happened before we get into the 19th verse. See, God is a show and tell me God. So God had shut up the rain for the space of 3 years. See, God gonna cause it for the rain not to come down. See, we cry when it's too hot and we don't get no rain. Then we cry for the rain. Then when the rain is coming, we say, Lord, it's too much. Can you shut it down? My ex-pastor told me, and I thank God for, she was a teacher of the gospel of Jesus Christ. She said, that flesh ain't never satisfied. The more you give it, the more it won't. That's why Paul said, I'll mortify the members of my body. I'll put them to death. See, we got to die before we can live. If we be dead with Christ, we're going to be risen with him. People ain't dead. How do I know? Because we see the king that they're worshiping. Not only did that happen, see, God always set an ultimatum before the people. Then God told, that was Elijah, told his servant to go down there and tell Ahab, God gonna send some rain. God gonna send some rain. Ahab got scared. He said, do the man of God deceive me? So Elijah come and told him, God gonna open up the heaven and let it rain. Did it rain? See, and then Elijah sent his servant to see the clouds and see what was taking place. He didn't see nothing. God sent him back. He sent him back about 3, 4, 7 times. I don't know. I can't remember. And said that when he went back that last time, he said he seen a cloud by the side of a man's hand. Said it rain. Go run and tell Ahab. Go run and tell him. So I say all that to say this. Even after all that, they still rejected the king. Because God set an ultimatum before him. He told Elijah, I need you to go down there. And I need you to do something for me. Just like he's telling us today, I need you to go and warn my people that I'm soon to return and they better receive the king. Go down there and tell my people that I love them. Go down there and tell my people to turn from their wicked ways and turn back to the king of Israel. But if nobody want to do nothing for the Lord, but we want everything from the Lord. Help us, Jesus. It said that God told Ahab, I need you to get all those men of God and meet me up on Mount Sinai. Because God want to have a little talk with you people. And say that when he got there, he called all the prophets and told them, since y'all don't left the kings and Lord, I'm going to need y'all to call on your gods. First of all, I need you to build an altar and set a sacrifice on it. Since y'all don't left the ordinances of God, since y'all left the ways of the Most High, I'm going to need you to erect the altar on this mountain. He said, how long are you going to hold a falter between two opinions? People are being tossed between two opinions. They don't know who to serve. They don't know what to serve, the God of their flesh or the God of heaven. And said that, how long? One scripture said, God said, how long will you simple mind? Say, how long will you falter between two opinions? How long will you go waver between who your king is? And he said, set up your altar and call on your God. Call on a God that answers by fire. Say they set up an altar. They were going to call on a God that they have begun to worship that was around them. Call on the God of your money. Call on the God of your car. Call on the God of your alcohol bottle. The God that's in the crack pipe for a minute. Call on him. Where is he at? See, Elijah was going to market. Oh, y'all don't know who y'all serving. He said you might need to holler a little bit louder. Maybe he's busy and can't hear you. As a matter of fact, maybe he don't excuse himself to the restroom. Hello, Holy Ghost. But God was dealing with some natural things through the prophet Elijah. Say they were going to cut on themselves. These are all the prophets of God that was once servants of the Most High God. Had don't left the ordinance of God to follow a woman and worship all kind of abomination. Just like they're doing today. So they were cutting on themselves, crying, ain't nothing happened. Elijah said, all right, now it's my time to call on my God. So he said he set up, dug a ditch, set up an offering. I'm just paraphrasing this because I want y'all to get the whole story before I go into this next phase. And said that he poured water all around it, all up on the wood and everything, y'all, where the offering was. And he called upon the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And said that the fire came down from heaven. He was giving them an ultimatum. You need to choose who you're going to serve. If you be on the Lord's side, y'all come on over here with me. He gave them a chance to come over. But now they want to call on the God that they have become accustomed with. They have forgot about the God of Israel. They forgot about that God that brought them out by a cloud, a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. They forgot about him. So he said, oh, y'all that's on the Lord's side, see, nobody want to come over to the Lord's side because they have already chosen their king. And he said, come on over here. Did none of them come, y'all? Did none of them come? Not a one of them. Just like they ain't coming now, y'all. It said he called on his God, the God of his forefather, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It reminded him of who he was. Say that God sent fire down from heaven. It said our God is a consuming fire. You don't want to fall into the hands of the living God. Say that fire licked up all destruction. Gather all them. See, God gonna gather them. He gonna gather those that'll lead his people astray. All them that are calling to worship other gods. Gather them up and kill all of them. Why? Because the wages of sin is death. You don't want to mess with God Almighty, the one and only true eternal God. Say that they killed all them prophets. And look at this little old king here now. He's like a little sissy. Say, don't let your right hand, your left hand know what your right hand do. First thing he did, he got scared. Instead of falling on his knees and crying out to the one true God, what did he do? Ran to his wife. Honey, I run to Jesus, who answered all things. Baby, Elijah don't come down here and kill all the prophets. Now here go this woman. We're going into the 19th verse now. It said Ahab told Jezebel, his wife, all that Elijah had done, and with all how he had slain all the prophets with the sword. Then Jezebel sent a messenger unto Elijah, saying, so let the gods do to me, and more also, if I have not thy life as the life of one of them by tomorrow about this time. You got those that are going to threaten. Those that are going to tell you, shut up, don't call on that name no more. Those that are going to tell you, that's not the way, this is the way. You're going to have those. And there's going to be a time when you're all alone, like old poor Elijah thought he was all alone, y'all. And he fled for his life and said that after he got the message from the woman that had led all God's prophets astray, I can only imagine what was going through his mind. And when he saw that, he arose and went for his life, and came to Beersheba, which belonged to Judah. He ran down to the southern. He went down there to dwell in Judea, and left his servant there. Now I took him down there to the south, but I'm going to get out of here. Many of us running from the Lord. Like I told that young lady, ain't you tired of running from the love of your soul? When you get tired of running from him, just run to him. That God still answers by fire. That God still feeds bread from heaven. That God still gives water to drink. As a matter of fact, he said, come, and I will give you waters where you'll never thirst again. That's what he told the woman at the Samaritan woman. You know, the Jews and the Samaritans didn't have no dealing with one another. But if you really understand the northern kingdom, which was Israel, was really Samaria. People don't even know that. Goes on to say, and he left his servant down. Like I'm running from a life. I got old deal with it. We run down to a house of God's, which is Judah, which is praise. And I tell the boy, you stay here and praise the Lord. I got to get. And I left him now. And went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree. And he requested for himself that he might die. God, I'm left all alone, God. Sometimes I feel like ain't nobody hearing the Lord. I said it in this morning. But I had some voices come through the door with a smile on their face. But choose your king now. And once you made your choice, who your king is, obey him with everything that's within you. Goes on to say, and he requested that he might die. Sometimes we feel all alone in this race of life. Like Pastor Sherry was talking about that. When she had that dream, that there were very few that was willing to go down that narrow way. You know, she had a great crowd following, which reminded me of Jesus. Jesus had a great crowd following him at first. It said a lot of them turned around and went back. Some followed sign, some follow for the wonder, some follow for the weapon. Goes on to say, and as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, now he laying down to die and said, it is enough. Now, O Lord, take away my life, for I am not better than my fathers. God ain't no better than them. Take me on out of here, because everybody don't forsaken your ways. Everybody have forsaken your orders. Everybody don't forgot who the king of Israel is. Take me out, Lord. And as he lay and slept under a juniper tree, behold, then an angel touched him. See, when you're at your Lord's one, God has sent an angel to minister to you. Hold on, everything all right. Everything gonna be all right. I reminded that my wife was telling me that she was giving up with her ailment and all that, and how she was giving up because she was tired. Sometimes we get tired in this race. He said, but if we don't do very well doing it, we run on. We're going to obtain a prize. And said that. And I looked, and behold, there was a cake baking on the coals. God don't send the angels to feed him, y'all. Said cake was baking on the coals. And they cursed a while, because he didn't have no food. He had left everything. He really wanted to die, because he feared for his life. Like, man, I was fearing we ain't going to make it if we ain't got this or that. Is he not still the same king of Israel? Is he not still Jehovah Jireh, the Lord that provides? He's the one that gives us the means to go out and work and get and obtain all that we got. But he said, when I take it out, don't forget about the God that brought you out with a mighty outstretched arm. Then I forget about it. Been trying to reach this sister because you've been weighing so heavy on my spirit. Can't get an answer, but I'm going to have to get the plan together one day, and we're going to have to go find it. Goes on to say, and after that he said, in a curse of water at his head. The water was sitting at the top of his head, y'all, when he woke up. The water was at the top of his head. Ah, thank you, Jesus. And he said, and I looked and behold, there was a drink. And he said, and he did eat and drink. After that, he got some strength, y'all. And he ate and drank. And he laid him down again. Then he went on and laid back down again. And the angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, arise, eat, because the journey is too great for thee. God is telling us, get up and eat the sweet word of God. Because this journey is too much for us, y'all. Because so many have wandered off to worship the kings that's around. And although we might feel like we all alone, we might feel like that there's not any out here that's truly worshiping the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Well, let me tell you something. He said, and he arose and did eat and drank, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights unto Horeb, on the Mount of God. Or the Mount of God. He went to God's house. He went to the mountain where the God of Israel, the kings of kings, dwell. He got up and got some strength, and he went on to the Lord's house, y'all. It's good when we get to the Lord's house, because we're going to get some instructions. And and it came there until a cave. Then he came to a cave, and he lodged there. And behold, the word of the Lord came to him, and said unto him, what dost thou here, Elijah? God is asking him, what you doing here, boy? Like he asked her, what is you doing in this place? What are you doing here? Many are giving up on their faith in the Son of God. Many are giving up on their salvation in the Son of God, which is their deliverance. Many are giving up on him being their provider. Many are giving up on him being the love of their souls. Many are giving up on him being the king of their lives. And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord of hosts, God, I done been jealous for you. I done been down there screaming and hollering and telling the folks and warning them. I've been jealous. Ain't nobody hearing God. Ain't nobody listening. They still obeying their flesh, serving their king. For the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant. See, like everybody don't forsake the ways of the Lord, y'all. Everybody have given up on the kings of kings. But listen at this. Thy covenant, torn down thy altar. They don't tear down thy altar, God. They don't tear down your standard. And slain thy prophet. They're slaying the prophets of God. The one that's speaking the true word of God with the sword. And I, even I, only am left. And they seek my life to take it away. He thought he was all alone, y'all. Like sometimes we might feel like we all alone. And when I look at my surroundings, when I look, sometimes I feel like I'm all alone. But I find that my king will not leave me, nor will he forsake me. He said, Lord, I'll be with you even unto the ends of the earth. And he goes on and say, oh yeah, they seeking after my life, God. They seeking after my faith in you, God. They seeking for me to renounce you and give up my standards in you, God. And he said, go forth and stand upon the mount before the Lord. I need you to go up there and stand before me. God tell us to be still and know that he is who he say he is. Sometimes we got to get up when we don't want to get up and go stand before him. Sometimes we got to get up when we don't want to get up and cry out for this old nation in which we are part of. Goes on to say, in the mount before the Lord, and behold, the Lord passed by. God said, I'm going to pass by you. In a great and strong wind rent the mountains. Say it was so mighty. We got so much going on. We got some wind buffeting off of the sea. We got California burning to the ground. Oh, but let me tell you, God ain't in none of this. He ain't there. Let me tell you why I know. He said a great wind rent the mountains. We got an earthquake opening up the earth and broke in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind. God wasn't in the wind. And after the wind, an earthquake. A great shaking. But the Lord was not in the earthquake. And after the earthquake, a fire. But the Lord was not in the fire. And after the fire, a still small voice. He ain't in a lot of noise. In order to hear God, you're going to have to get quiet in your spirit. I tell Deacon all the time. He said, Pastor, I'm trying to hear the Lord. What do you want me to do? Shh, be still. Yes. Because he will come in the thunder of the earthquake. There's a lot of that taking place around him. But he's in that still small voice. And guess what he said? My sheep know my voice. By no means will they follow a stranger. In a still small voice. And it was so when Elijah heard it that he wrapped his face in a mountain and went out and stood in the entrance of the cave. And behold, there was a voice unto him and said, what dost thou hear, Elijah? Ask him again, what you doing here? And he said, I have been very jealous for the Lord God of hosts, because the children of Israel have forsaken thy covenant. Well, I don't been jealous for the Lord. Because the people have forsaken his ordinance, torn down thy altars. They don't tear down God's altar, and slain thy prophets with the sword. Even I only am left, and they seek my life to take it. He said it twice. How many times we tell God, oh God, this way too hard. God, I can't do it. I don't know enough. I don't speak well enough. God, who gonna listen to me? And the Lord said unto him, go, return on thy way to the wilderness of Damascus. And when thou comest, anoint Hazael to be king of Syria, and Jehu, son of Nisha, shalt thou amount to be king over Israel. And Elisha, the son of Shaphat, of thou anoint the prophet in thy room. God told him to go back and set his house in order. I need you to go back and set my house up in order like the king had it set. There's a standard. And we have to do it his way. There is no other way. And God let him know, you ain't alone. You ain't alone. Just go back and follow my instruction. And I've seen that. Because there were some that had not bowed the knee to the world's way. Just like God got some that ain't bowed the knee. And God showed me that not long ago. I was able to meet a lot of pastors that in their first and second year, because God promised that he would set shepherds over his house out his own heart. God let them know. I got some that ain't bowed. In the 18th verse. Now let's start 17th verse. And it shall come to pass that him that escapeth the sword of Hazael shall Jehu slay. And him that escapeth from the sword of Jehu, Elisha shall slay. God don't set up his people to destroy this wickedness of worshiping another king. And yet I have left me 7,000 in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which have not kissed him. God said, I got some that ain't bowed to him nor kissed his ways. So God is saying, choose your king. We had prophecy foretold of who our king is. There's number one king. God promises in Isaiah chapter 9 verse 6. He promised to send us a king. And it says that unto us a child is born. Unto us a son is given. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government in peace, there shall be no end. Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice, from henceforth, even forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. How do I know that he performed it? Because as we go over till, this is when it was established now. Matthew. I'm about to come to an end here. But I have to give y'all who the king is so you can know to choose the right king. Many kings that don't rose up. There's many kings that are still rising up. We got pastors that want to be as kings when they're only messengers of God. We're just mere messengers. It's just one king. And he said if he be lifted up, he'll draw all men unto himself. We no longer lifting up the King of Kings no more. We're lifting up everything except Jesus. Goes on to say, in the 2nd chapter of Matthew, it says, now when Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judah, in the days of Herod the king, behold, there came wise men. Oh, we got some witnesses here, y'all. They were not only men, the Bible said they was wise men. It said, from the east to Jerusalem. They came from all the way from the east, all the way to Jerusalem. Saying, where is he that is born king of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east, and are come to worship him. Ain't nobody worshiping Jesus no more. We worshiping everything except the Son that's been given to us. The promise of God to restore the kingdom of Israel. To bring peace back to his nation. But they rejected the king and they made him jealous again. So he came and grafted us Gentiles in. That's a blessing. That is a blessing that we was able to be adopted into the family. But guess what? When this king was born, there was some natural kings on earth. And see, that's what's so cool about the natural. They trying to uphold their kingdom. You got pastors trying to be better than the next pastor. We are all messengers of Christ. We're supposed to be working hand in hand. Got folks that's lifting themselves up. But there was something about when they heard about these wise men who went to worship the king that was born in Bethlehem. It said Herod, in the third verse, and when Herod, the king, he was a natural king at that time, like we have a natural king today, which is the president of the United States. He was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. Now here we have the Prince of Peace, the wonderful counselor, the Almighty God, the everlasting Father, and everybody is troubled. Why are they troubled? Tell me that. Why are they troubled? Well, check this out. It goes on. I'm going to go back over there. Matthew chapter 2. Oh, we finished that. We finished Matthew chapter 2. Now, there's nothing but one king, y'all. In closing, I want to give you this. John chapter 17. These words spoke Jesus, the one and only eternal King. Lift up thy eyes to heaven. And lifted up his eyes to heaven and said, Father, the hour is come. Glorify thy Son, that thy Son also may glorify thee. And thou hast given him power over all flesh, that he should give eternal life to as many as thou hast given him. And this is eternal life, that they may know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. I have glorified thee on the earth. I have finished the work which thou hast given me to do. Jesus let them know that there's only one king. And that he was the king. Then he told them, now, Father, I need you to glorify me back with you as I was in the beginning. And if you really want to understand about this king and know him to be the king, you're going to have to go to the Gospel of John, the first chapter. In the beginning was the Word with God, the Word was God, the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. He is the one and only true king. Choose wisely. Because in 2 Timothy it talks about this king. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 14 through 15. It talks about the kings of kings and laws of law. Revelation chapter 17, verse 14, it talks about the kings of kings and laws of law. In Revelation chapter 19, verse 16, it talks about the kings of kings and laws of law. Take me to the king. You can take me to the king. Everybody's saying, take me to the king. But what king is you asking to be carried to? Choose your king. Because let me tell you something. We don't have 43 presidents to sit as kings over us. 43. They said that Obama was the 44th president. But Governor Cleveland, he served 2 terms. That's why they said the 44. But it was only 43. They said it was 12. 12